Yo, what's up guys? Today we are going to witness a race that went from disaster to miracle. We are at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, a league race in WOR, one of the biggest no assist leagues there is. We're driving console tier 5, some tier 4 drives in this as well, so it should be competitive enough. For those who don't know, I use a controller. Let's see how we are going to survive this league race on F1 25. Going into qualifying, luckily you always bring 3 laps of fuel, so you have an extra lap, and it's a short lap. So you have an extra lap of fuel. First run we unfortunately are gonna invalidate, which is quite gonna be a theme for this race. Very easy to get track limits on this track. This is gonna be my first proper run. We are gonna go on board. Just trying to set a lap time on the board, but still, that doesn't mean you have to go wide like that. Of course, do not pay attention to this delta. Some interesting thing I tried in this race was putting the battery to none in the qualifying, and I think that was faster. It was faster than the medium. I got it from Montana. Saw him do that. He's an alien. He did like a 12.7 or something. I'm not gonna get near that. I think my PB is a 13.7 or something like that, maybe a little lower. But this is our first run. It's not a good run, but at least we're getting a run on the board, which is very important on a track like this. Hard to hook up a lap, especially with all the track limits being so close. We are gonna cross the line with a 14.7, somehow putting us in P4 after that first run. Now on to our second run. Unfortunately, we tried to send it. We are gonna invalidate the first run, and the second run here we are up on our delta, almost a 10th, but we tried to open the corner a little bit too much, get on the grass. Hello Alpine. And unfortunately that's our second runs gone. Now on board for my third and final run, which is gonna be my best lap of this session. We used the overtake up to 67% shortly in medium before going into none. You want to hit those curves even more. We take it quite safe because I knew that there was so much time, even with taking it safe in the first sector. I just didn't want to invalidate here. Look how much of the corner we cut without getting an invalidation. Then into this hairpin, there's so much time to gain. Even the exit, we lose about probably 2 tenths. Even on that exit alone. Still, we are 2.5 tenths up on our time. I was debating backing out of this lap to go again, but then again, we got through turn 1. We're just gonna send it in sector 2 here. Up on our delta by 3 tenths. You can also gain a lot of lap time in this corner. I think we hooked it up quite alright. Up on our delta by 4 tenths. Also, these last 2 corners was a lot of time. Back into medium ERS mode, cutting the corner as much as you want here. Cutting the corner as much as you can, I meant to say. Also in that last corner you can cut it even a lot more. We're gonna cross the line and do a 14.0, putting us P3 at first, but we're gonna get moved down to P5. Actually, I was quite happy with this, being such a hard track to hook up a lap. I think I could do a lot better, but still, we are now going into the race. Shortly want to mention that the last 2 races, I am not gonna post here. The Silverstone Grand Prix went awful, and the Baku Grand Prix we actually got P4 after 2 penalties. There was a P6, but we ended up P4, but it was just not a fun race to show you guys. Let's get into the Imola Grand Prix, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, as the lights are staying on for a hell of a long time. We get not the best start, but we do get a better start than the Haas on our right. However, we want to take it careful into turn 1. We are gonna brake really early. It's almost a lift and coast. Was really quite too early, I must say, but get through the first turns. At least we are staying alive, you know. And here, in these couple of laps, we're gonna stay on board for this entire first lap, so you can just see how I'm struggling. You can see my first hairpin there again, just struggling as he wiggles right next to me, knowing that I'm really not doing great. Luckily he backs out right there. I was just struggling a lot in his first lap. The medium stint here is gonna be awful. That's gonna be the disaster part of this video. I just could not get into a rhythm. Making mistakes on this lap, I just knew that this track, you just don't want to get any warnings. If you don't make mistakes, you will get a good result. This is the kind of place where you can do that. Everyone's starting on the mediums, by the way, and I also have apparently got a good strategy on my sleeve. We'll see what happens. You can do a 2-stop, you can do a 1-stop here, but at the end of the race we might see which one is better. Going into the second lap, as I said, I'm struggling. We have some extra like straight line speed, maybe missing our braking point, getting our first warning, and a lethal curb there, which is not gonna be the last time that we are gonna flirt with that curb. Now we are gonna skip on to the next lap, lap 3. You can see we are, because of that struggling, we have to use a lot of the ERS to get back again in that window. Lap 3, same place, another warning. Really just not good, and not good enough at this stage. And I also am the type of person that gets in my own head after making my own mistakes. And I really need to, I don't know, figure that out. Because it's hard for me to get out of that that mental state, you know. So then, and here we're gonna skip on to the end of lap 3. In P5 we are still very low on battery. Thread Racer already making his way through the field. I think he messed up qualifying while he's still a fast driver. We are here low on battery. He's gonna go around the outside. Are we gonna be able to defend it? No, unfortunately we're gonna be really a lot behind. There's no way that I was gonna be able to fend off that position again. That curb throwing us off, and now we also have to concede the position to Salvo. And these first couple of laps just felt awful. I didn't feel good at all, and I was just struggling a lot. And here, making a mistake in Aquamira, you just have to take it careful, brake a little bit earlier than you want, and flow through it nicely as well, losing the rear. Everything is going wrong at this point. 3 seconds already, and I think we got another. Do we? I don't think we have gotten another warning, but you'll see that we will get another warning, and it's not over. 9 tenths in front of us. We did miss out on that ERS. Moved our braking bias up because the tires were also falling off a little bit. Luckily we have the straight line speed advantage to Vibin. Roy was just vibing behind us, and also luckily there are in front of us a couple of people fighting, a couple of mistakes happening from the guys ahead, which helped me quite a lot. Because of this fighting and the mistakes and our struggling, I could finally just stay in the DRS more comfortably and could get into a rhythm a little bit better. And we are able, as you can see, to also save some battery. There was no way that I was going to get past these guys at this stage of the race. Saving some tires and saving some battery really helped me. However, the top 4, as you can see on the minimap, and in the distance there on the road, is just gonna run away here. Top 4, we are now in the train with the rest of the group from P5 onwards, and now the strategy is gonna come into play. Actually, 2 people have already pitted here. Look at this. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Viber Roy is gonna try and go around the outside. We are still gonna defend it. It's not gonna be close enough. But we are gonna miss out on the DRS again. Pit window. There are actually 2 strategies. You can do 2-stop or a 1-stop, and I noticed that you can do a 1-stop. And usually, if you can do a 1-stop, it should be faster. There are some tracks where that's very close to each other, but lap 9 you are not gonna be able to do a 1-stop. It is too close. So knowing that in the back of my mind also gave me more motivation, knowing that people might do a different strategy, Still, you don't know how it's going to play out. You don't know what's going to happen. But we are up to P5 now, and then still apparently not in the best mental state. Getting another warning. Another pitter. And we are gonna stay out until lap 13. A lot more guys pitted. The tires right now are finished basically. I think my rear tire is now on 75%. And I was not the only one struggling. As you can see, the P1, the guy that got pole position, is here on the side of the road. And that gains us another position. We still have that 6-second penalty, but we're just gonna stick our head in and try to you know, get back into this race. And lap 13, we pit now. Obviously, we're gonna go right to the back of the grid, as the undercut is just very powerful. But we're gonna do a one stop and crossing the pit line now. We are 2 seconds behind and in P11. But we are on the freshest tires of the grid. A couple of laps later I was able to catch up to these guys in lap 16. We are now half of the race, still in P11. Knowing that that first stint was just so awful, I was kind of like, I don't really have much to do, so I'm just gonna go and cruise. And that kind of gave me a lot more freedom to feel good and just drive better. These hards just felt so much better. And now onto lap 19 we go. Both Alpines fighting it out. We go up to P9 as another guy pits. We are gonna go try to put our nose in here. Try and go around the outside. Leave a lot of space. There's not gonna be a squeeze for me because I just wanted to be very respectful. Luckily he thinks the same and it's very nice racing. We do get the move done. Happily, a very important move for us, as we also now come up to this McLaren, who's also already on quite old mediums or quite old hards. You can imagine if people lap pit 8 or pit lap 9 or even 10. If I pit 3 laps later, my hards will be just better. Also with my ERS being better, we are now in P8, lap 21. Bourbon Boy is out of ERS, maybe also not really trying to fight this. But after that, we are in lap 22, we are in P5 suddenly. Everyone seems to be on what seems to be the wrong strategy. Because you can make it, we are going to be able to make it to the end. This guy peels off to the pit. And in lap 24, we are in P4. With a 6-second time penalty, a safety car comes out. I wanted to show you because it happened. And we lost a second under the safety car. But as you can see in the top left, the miracle is the second place with a 21-second time penalty. And so, going up to lap 32, we are gonna get a podium here. So we're gonna get our first podium on one of my worst tracks, Imola. And yeah, of course I'm very gassed. So we are gonna gladly cross the line in P3. I hope you guys enjoyed. In your screen right now, you can see the last race, which was on Monaco. Very hard race for me. Go ahead and watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe and I'll see you guys next time.